Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Kanye West sent Candace Owens a post-mortem leak. Look, shout out Kanye, shout out Yeezy, as some of you might refer to him as. But he's not having a good time right now. He's going through it. Yeah, he's going through it. For the last 2-3 years, his shit been rocky, to say the least. But now he's sending a post-mortem leak. The man say he's in fear for his life. It's not a laughing matter, fam. Let's get into the content.
Kanye said that in order to be free, you had to violate these contracts. You had to recognize that your voice is being controlled. And Kanye did just that. It was really an act of bravery to free himself. But I have no doubt that the same people that were torturing Kanye, the same people that were torturing Charlie Kirk, if Kanye died today, would be the first to eulogize him. I feel that. I do. I feel that. And I think it's important to share that information, as Kanye sent me all the messages of people who were threatening him. I have them all. To information share with Max Blumenthal, with people, people all over the place, to send a package and say, if anything happens to me and it looks suspicious, release it all. You know, it's not even about having an opposite and equal reaction. I want it to be an unequal reaction. I want it to be a mistake, because it catalyzes people waking up and learning exactly how this matrix works.
For those that don't know, a postmortem leak is a planned and authorized action where someone provides information to a trusted individual or entity with the understanding that it will be released after their death, in case death calls its name mysteriously, so to say. Well, look here, this information, it will be shared with a purpose to reveal a secret, clear somebody's name, or make a statement that he couldn't make while he was alive. Fam, look, this is serious. I don't know what Candace Owens is in possession of, but Kanye say if something happened to him, everybody gonna know who did it. Like, this is just insurance. This is him giving himself a little insurance. This shows me he's really scared for his life. Drop it in the comments, fam. A lot of people don't understand that this is a very demonic industry, fam. It's very demonic. Not saying the only way to get in it is to play, but you got to do some strange things with some strange folks. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. And everything that they give it, they could take it away. That's what you're experiencing with Kanye West. Now, Kanye could say he's sabotaging his own self for this mysterious plan. But look here, bro. Ain't nobody going to elect to do what he has done. Even the cousin shit, bro. You got Dave Blunt pinning up all this weird shit for you. You want to be a Nazi? Man, sometimes you got to make the shit that you doing clear to others. Make it clear, because you being all mysterious and trying to make it like a puzzle is losing the attention of the people that you want to see it. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. A couple years ago, Ye couldn't do no wrong. Drop it in the comments, man. A couple years ago, Ye couldn't do no wrong. You know what I mean? Man was saying all type of shit. All type of shit. It was passing until it became way too much. Look, shout out Kanye West, but bro, if you got something to say, sure, don't you think you have a moral obligation to warn people about it right now? Now you sending a post-mortem leak. Man, come on, fam. You wanted to get into the LGBT, that didn't work. Now they're plotting to get you. And I believe it. Yeah, I definitely believe it, because you've been pissed off billionaires. That hit different. When you piss off billionaires, corporations, oh yeah, they coming for you, okay. But you have to understand, you signed that contract years ago, bro. You knew you signed it in blood. You knew it was a blood contract, but you risked it all for the fame you acquired. That's why they do this. But I never want y'all to forget, bro, this is a very demonic industry. You even got YB performing in caskets while he's going for a $200 million contract. Yeah, you can get the money but do you know what come with it, bro? That's what I don't get about YB. Going for the money is what had them fucked off for years, and it's what's gonna continue to fuck them, or let's just say plague them, because you're going for the bread, bro. Man, get yourself together, pull yourself together, fam, and understand that it's bigger things at play. Why do you want a commercial? Why you want commercial success that much? You gotta ask yourself, bro, what do you want to be involved with them people so bad that you're gonna sign your soul away? Morals, principles, that's soul. A lot of people think it's, oh, your soul? No, I don't believe in that. In morals and principles. You're giving it all up for a little change, fam. It only looks cool right now. Nobody stays on top forever. You got to start thinking about what are you gonna do when you're not there anymore. You know what I mean? And you know, you're gonna let the people buy and control you. That way you just lose yourself. So by some point, it's 42, by 42, 45, and you won't have no sense. Look, you have to thank God for sanity. May not have everything you want. $1 million not good for everybody's ego. Why? You wouldn't know what to do with it if you got it. Best thing you could do is stay focused. Why? That's the hardest thing to do. Is stay fucking focused, fam. Just being honest, just being real. Look, drop it in the comments. Squads from the Playground. Shout out to everybody that even made it thus far in this video, because I didn't expect a lot of people to. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments wherever you're from, bro. That's what I want to hear. Drop it in the comments, bro. Squads from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. We going up. We not on community restriction no more. But guess what? Sometimes you have to go on community restriction so you can see how big this thing is. I didn't know how big it was. I didn't know people wanted to hear me talk like that until they start listening. But as they start listening and the money start growing, I started going hard because I never had media training, bro. That's what YouTube gives you. YouTube gives you media training. For all those that want to know how to be successful on this platform, you got to take the courses, you know what I mean? But the course is not offered to you until you start getting a little bigger and bigger, and you start making mistakes. You gotta make mistakes. You can't go on this bitch and try to be perfect. It is not a certain way to get it popping, but I will tell you from information that I have acquired and I shared to others, I've seen other platforms growing way more than mine. You know, they don't owe me nothing. They don't owe me nothing. Nigga, my wife killing it on YT. You know, and streaming while she killing on all platforms. But look, bro, it's just the information age. Once you spread the information, people start using the information, then they start giving you information, then you start learning other information, and then it's like each one teach one. That's what you gotta go so everybody can get ahead. Look, what makes you great is not how great you can make yourself, but how great you can make others. That's what I want people to think, bro. 2-3 years, I'd be on top of the world, man. I'm just being honest, just being real. Why? I'm flooding it, bro. Flooding it. That's what you gotta do, bro. This streaming shit is the new crack. It's the new crack. Once you see how them chips add up, you be like, God damn, I didn't believe it, but I should have, and I should have invested. He told me, I didn't believe him. I thought he was just bullshit. Look, drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Herbo speaks on the death of Juice Wrld. Look, this one was a tough one. Just being honest, just being real. Let's get into the content.
You rich as Juice. Like, you rich as a... You get pulled over by the police and you swallow 50 pills, 40 pills, however the fuck many pills he swallowed because he's scared. Like, you was gonna overcome that shit, bro. Them little pills, they ain't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I threw that shit before. I would've had that shit sit on the counter like, man, come get it for real. Like, bro, I got 50 million. I ain't finna go to jail for these little dumbass pills right here. Like, you feel me? Like, it just lets you know, like, how pure he was. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He didn't know no better. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know the term, like, God forgive fools and babies. Like, that type. Like, he was just, like, super naive to shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, that's what me up the most because it's like, bro, you ain't even have to do that.
Right.
Like, that shit wasn't about nothing.
You compare Juice WRLD's death to Tupac and Biggie for your generation. Why?
Because all of the lives that he influenced while he was here, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he was somebody that he was like a real global superstar mogul for like the kids that were like misunderstood and the lost and the hopeless and stuff like that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? He gave people like reason to want to live, like people who contemplated suicide and stuff like that. Those were the people that his music touched. And when his life was cut so short, it devastated so many people. You feel what I'm saying? It devastated a generation of kids. You feel what I'm saying? The same way Big and Tupac devastated a generation of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to like, and people kind of like took that the wrong way.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to say like he was as big as Biggie and Tupac. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he done as much as Big and Tupac.
Right.
I'm talking about the effect that it had on a whole generation of people, where it's like his music will forever live on. And when people die, like posthumous music, it always like go up, it become big. But like his is 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, like it's still gonna be here. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I meant by that. Like, because the people who loved him so much, if they was 10 years old or whatever, when they turn 40 years old, those songs gonna still touch them the exact same way that it did, because they gonna remember his legacy. Like, that's what I meant by that.
When you got the word that he had tragically passed away from an accident on overdose.
Yeah. I was in LA at the time. And I think my girl called me. My girl called me first and told me. And I got mad at her. I'm like, man, what the you talking about? She like, Juice WRLD just passed away. I'm like, man, you tripping. And just hung up. Like, I be in disbelief when I be hearing that type of shit. It throw me for
because it's hard when people that you know, they not supposed to die at 20s and their 20s and in their 30s. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We supposed to be like 75, 80 years old.
Yeah.
Well, such and such had a heart attack and such and such had, you don't expect somebody.
Like he was so like, he had reached like the height of like so much success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he was just reaching his peak. Like, it was his birthday. I think he died 6 days after his birthday or something like that. You feel me? It's like, that was my little brother. So it really like, it messed me up mentally. You feel me? And he died on December 8th, I believe. And we supposed to shot a video on the 11th. So I was on my way to him. You feel me? Like, from the meet him in Chicago. And it's just like, that shit just threw me all the way off when I got the information. And like, just him being like, he was just like a good ass kid.
Look, shout out G Herbo, but I got it from here, bro. Contrary to what the fuck he talking about, it wasn't just no 50 perks. Now, did he have to take the 50 perks? No, it was very stupid. It just shows you he wasn't prepared for what was to come. Yeah, you can't just be out there playing, fam, and think, be so green and so clueless when things pop off. Man, it wasn't just about, shout out Juice WRLD, because I liked him. I like Jerry. Yeah, boy was a hell of a rapper and a hell of a musician, but it wasn't just about no 50 perks, bro. 70 pounds of weed, fam. 41 in 41 bags. 6 bottles of codeine. A 40 caliber pistol, 2 9mm, high capacity ammunition. Man, come on. Come on, let's just be honest, let's just be real. This ain't about his talent right now. Juice WRLD was scared to go to prison. Yeah, that's where he was headed. Let's just be, you're bringing this all over state lines and all that. It just makes it a federal crime, bro. You're on a private jet with all type of shit in that jet, bro. It wasn't just about the pills. Now, G Herbo, you say that was your man? That was your man? Well, look, with a friend like you, who really needs enemies? Jared had been fucked up for a long time. Let's just be honest. It wasn't his first time even ODing. That's what a lot of people don't know. The man that OD'd, a month prior? Drop it in the comments. He was going through some shit, man. So when you come out and you say, oh, this is my friend, this is my friend, I mean, you could lose that bullshit, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? With a friend like you, G Herbo, who needs enemies, man? That's why I stopped hanging with people, bro. That's why I stopped hanging with people, because you want a friend that's going to slap that bottle out your hand. Or you know what? He know you took a pill, man. Don't take another one. You know what I mean, man? I think you had enough. Man, it's time for you to go home tonight. You know, that's what type of friend you want. You don't want no friend that egg you on and laugh at you when you're high. You're their entertainment. G Herbo, get off the bullshit. If you really love that man, you would have did more for him. You know what I mean? It ain't about being a yes man. You see, he's way too fucked up, yo. Way too fucked up, but he's making you look cool, and he's making your views go up. Maybe if it wasn't for Jared Higgins, Juice Wrld, maybe it wouldn't even be no G Herbo. Maybe if he wasn't connected to Juice like that, his shit wouldn't be a motherfucking team. Just being honest, just being real. Lil Herb. But after seeing him on Funny Marco with Southside, made me realize, man, that man is a goofy. A straight up fucking goofy. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real, bro. Drop it in the comments. This ain't to tear G Herbo down. This just to shed some light for the YNs, the big bros, the unks, the granddaddies, everybody that need the information, bro. Them people you hang around, bro, they're not here for you. They're not really, if they're gonna allow you to basically ruin yourself, drugs, women, and that's pussy, anything, any vice. If you got a friend that's letting you dibble and dabble into your vice way too hard and not really telling you that tough shit, you shouldn't want to be around them. You shouldn't want to be around them. So G Herbo, I'm sorry, my nigga. Today, that shit stops. That shit stops. Don't call nobody your friend if you're not helping them get to the end. That's to the finish line, fam. It's a lot of fugazi ass people out here, bro, and they're gonna act like they're your brothers. They're your brother. Man, unless you a Siamese fucking twin, you wasn't born together. You know, just be honest. Unless you some type of twin in any type of form, y'all wasn't born together, and y'all ain't gonna die together no matter what. Everybody has a birth date and a death date. Unless y'all jump off a cliff together, they won't be the same. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Shout out G Herbo. I can't say I like him, but after hearing that 6'7", that Skrilla, because I fuck with Skrilla, you know what I mean? That's my dude. After hearing that Skrilla, how he came on that 6'7" Skrilla, I can respect him. Yeah, I can respect his body of work, but don't stop him from being a bullshit nigga, fam. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga, peace. We going up, bro. If you don't see that by now, you must got thick glasses on, fam, and you need to get your prescription enhanced. Because if you can't see the truth in me, something is wrong with you, fam. And Scars from the Playground, bro. This is an art form. What people don't understand. This is an art form. To be able to do it when you don't know who's watching and to keep it going and to keep it popping, it's an art form. Makes me one of one, bro. Makes me one of one. Scars from the Playground, drop it in the comments. We're going up. Yeah, we're going up on a few different platforms under a few different names. That's what a lot of people don't understand, but you'll get that later, bro. Yeah, I got my hands in all type of things. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. Nigga, peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it or play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Jim Jones responds to being called the oldest YN. Look, let's get into the content, fam.
The old OYN.
OYN, the oldest YN.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm laughing.
Senior
like
citizen.
that, but it's like, I'm looking at these people like, what do you expect me to be?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who do you expect me to turn into? Like, what picture do you paint an old person is supposed to be?
in his 40s is not that old.
Facts.
So, but if you 19 or 20, you SEMO, right? But so the thing is like, what do you want a nigga to do? Because hip hop is growing. Hip hop is aging at the same time we are. So do we, switch up, or this is the culture that we was raised in? Like the comments, like, do you stop being who you are? It's not like it's sports where your knees get bad or your ankles go out and stuff like that. You still have the skill and the passion to still do what you do, and you still look good doing it.
Right, it'd be crazy. Like, yo, bro, he out here dressed like a YN. I've been dressing like this for 29 years.
I also think hip hop is a lifestyle at this point. At first, it wasn't really like a lifestyle. It wasn't a career for people. It wasn't like
it was short. It was short-lived.
Giving everybody in this room that's working a job at one point. You know what I'm saying? So it's evolved too. So people have to evolve out of thinking like, yo, you too old to wear this, or you too, you know what I mean? Like it really don't make sense at this point. Yeah. And even on a bigger scale, like let people do what the fuck they want to do.
100%.
You're too old to be wearing all them chains. Like what?
So they just wear one when you get a certain age. Or the chain too big.
They don't even think they.
Look, this is my problem with the YN community, fam. Just being honest, just being real. Niggas been popping they shit way longer than y'all, fam. Just cause you feel like your nuts my nuts just dropped. It's about me, man. Get the fuck out of here. You're still a student. You're a student in the game, fam. Everything evolves. Niggas wanna dress like they OGs, fam. For real, the OG, the real OG, and we talking about fashion-wise, the OG fashion-wise, all they do is elevate. You know what I mean? It's all they do is elevate. They don't dress down. Yeah, they don't go down. You only get flyer as you get old. Shout out Jim Jones, bro. That's why they got an old saying like, blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. What they saying by that is when you let that wine age, it tastes better, bro. You start seeing fashion a whole different way after you done been fly for 20, 30 years. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. You YNs gotta stop that shit. You gotta stop that shit. Because what you can't stop is the aging process. Everybody is gonna age. Now, some are gonna age better than others. Yeah, for sure. It just depends on how you take care of yourself. But when you think that old nigga supposed to stop being player, I mean, you got a problem. You got the problem, bro. Even the hands develop more as you grow. You know what I mean? Real shit. And that's, for me to say that, I'm just giving a warning to the YNs, fam. When you think you go run up on a old nigga like Clint Eastwood, man, that nigga hit you so hard with them stiff-ass jabs, you wouldn't know what touched you. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, shout out Jim Jones, because, one never supposed to stop. You know what I mean? It's on you, bro, if you let yourself get older and then you start getting that stomach and you start trying to dress like the YNs. No, man. The YNs want to dress like the older guys. Why? When you get older, you acquire more money, you acquire more things. As a youngster, bro, you just buy what you think cool. You don't even know who you are at that point. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. You live and you learn a wee bit. Look, shout out Jim Jones, because hip-hop wise, man might not have been that strong on that microphone. I really think Dipset as a whole, if it wasn't for Joel Santana really spitting like that and Cameron getting them going and them being fly, they wouldn't be who they are right now. But Jim Jones is who he is because he remained fly. He was one of the fly ones. He the one gave Cameron the game on the dress. And I'm just being honest, just being real, bro. Drop it in the comments, nigga. The older you get, the wiser you get, the more player you get. And you don't gotta grow up and grow out. You know what I mean? Nah. You want to grow up and continue showing out. You know what I mean? Just point blank period. Nigga, you put on your clothes a little different when you've been used to doing it for decades. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, and this is another clip, bro, because this podcast is hilarious, dog. Who is it? Mano, Davies, Fabulous, and Jim Jones. And this all the people that wasn't really respected as much as they should have been in hip hop. But they all came together, fool. It's like the four losers. You know what I mean? Even though Davies is far from a loser, Fabulous is far from a loser, Mano ain't no loser, and Jim Jones ain't no loser. But in a certain light, you gotta. These are the rejects. These are the great hip hop rejects. You know what we're gonna call this group? The great hip hop rejects. They never quite lived up to what they were supposed to. And I don't know what's going on with Dave East, but I'm guessing he's just more of an actor. Well, look here, bro. This next clip I'm about to add is just them like messing up on a word. None of them could say exhibition. You know what I mean? They talking exhibition, expedition. Look, bro, this shit just funny. These are regular guys, fam. That's why this show, give it some time, bro. They don't do sports and shit yet. Soon they might start adding other type of elements to their conversation, so it won't just be hip hop. But give them some time. I think this is gonna be way bigger than the Is What It Is podcast with Mace and Cameron. Look, Cam cool. Mace got the whole happy situation going. Look, I don't know how long that's gonna last. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. The best thing they could do is be talking about sports. But look, let's get into the content, man. I hope y'all enjoy this next clip. And go check out they new podcast. I forget what the shit even called right now. But you got your people. Davies, Mano, fucking Fabulous, and Jim Jones. As awkward as putting those four people in the room sounds, the conversation is fire, fam. Shout out to them guys. Yeah, and I wish them much success. Nobody was hurt in this broadcast. Maybe a little feelings, but I don't know. I just think I just be keeping it G. You know what I mean? I just be keeping it 100. That's all. That's all. You know what I mean? Maybe it hurts some, maybe it don't. Maybe some respect it, some don't. But it ain't about that. It's about scars from the playground, Jack. Drop it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Nigga, peace.
I'm confused about that in one aspect because
About boxing or
about
that?
boxing because it's only because Javante, I think, is a lightweight, if I ain't mistaken. He fighting a heavyweight, so it's not a real fight. It's what is it?
It's an expedition.
It's an expedition. What is it?
Or they consider it a field fight.
What is it?
I don't know what it is.
You think
Expedition.
it's all about the money now, or is
Yeah,
It's
'cause
the expedition.
at that point, man.
What is it?
Not expedition at all.
It's not
That's
expedition.
a Ford
This
truck.
is the
That's
truck.
a Ford truck.
Exhibition.
Exhibition is what the fight is.
I don't want to see none of y'all know.
No,
exhibition.
I'm just trying to correct. I'm trying to. Y'all corrected me when I got a word wrong.
It's
so
definitely
I'm
not
trying
an
to,
What is it again?
It's not an expedition. It's not an expedition.
It's not a Ford.
You never Ford had an
Exhibition.
expedition? Never Ford had an expedition?
It's not a Ford.
That's an expedition.
It's not a Ford.
It's an exhibition.
Yes, not addition.
100%.
The Bishan.
It's a what?
It's the Bishan, not the Dishan.
Exhibition.
Exhibition. Not an expedition.
It's an exposition.
That's something different. Now you're going to court. The
On some
exposition is
real
something
shit
that
though,
your lawyer
is
put you
that
through.
where boxing is going?
Right,
Is
because
it
is it
becoming
more
like
money over there?
entertainment?
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Queenz flip confronts Joe Budden for all of Drake's slander. At this time, everybody found out or is aware that Drake lawsuit against UNG, the defamation lawsuit for the Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us, has been dismissed for now. But Joe Budden ain't letting up. Let's get into the content, fam.
Life, you still keep that same sentiment. Y'all don't give a fuck how high you are. I'm gonna go against you. If I feel that it's wrong, if I feel that's not right, if I feel I'm being treated unfairly, I'm gonna fight the system, no matter how many resources I have to use. So that's why, to me, when you say it, I understand what you're saying from a hip hop perspective, but from a business perspective, I don't understand why you're not understanding his angle, right? Like, you're not gonna, if somebody, anything that anybody do to you, you're not taking the line down, especially with the new knowledge that you gained over the years. You came up here and said all the time, yo, if I would have read these contracts, if I would have understand what they were doing back there, I would have moved totally different. And then now we have somebody that listens to you, that listens to everybody else and decided to move differently. So I would think that you, not from a hip hop perspective, but okay, I get what you're doing. A lot of, nigga, 50 sues everybody. So my man, shout out to Fifth. Niggas sue and take niggas to court. And a lot of things we may look at like, oh, taking them to court for that, but it's business. So that's just the confusing part when I hear you speak about it. Like you're speaking from a fan perspective, like, yo, I love Drake. I miss the old Drake. Don't do this because I'm a diss record king. But then I'm not hearing you speak from the business side of how things could be put in place to destroy you. And that's the confusion for me when I hear you speak about it.
If I smoke the weed and there's fentanyl in it, I face the repercussions. It's hard for me to empathize when you have been complicit with the system for so long and reaped the benefits and gotten paid and gave everybody your ass to kiss and fucked everybody's girl and said, I'm taking a piece of your contract and I'm taking a piece of your contract and I'm not clearing this record and you take that record off of there. Like, it's hard to empathize with somebody who's been down for the cause. Again, above my pay grade. For me, I've always been pretty transparent in where I stand in terms of independence and why. And that's no matter what. That's a forever thing. I don't like going before a judge and the judge having the final say on what the rest of my life looks like. I don't like going to work and them saying, hey, if you don't have a song in the next 10 days, you're out of here. I don't like going to work and saying, hey, we saw a blog, so you're fired, fuck you. I don't like Complex firing me while I have a baby coming in the same week. That's an uncomfortable and uneasy feeling for me. I much rather sleep with eating what I hunt and not missing what I never had. And for me, it's worked out.
Look, shout out Queenz Flip, bro. Yes, shout out to him. He's the first person to actually put it in that perspective on that level, bro. Everybody has been getting fucked by the machine for years. 4 years, bro. Yeah, you partook, Joe, but before your career was ruined, if you had a way to get him, you would have got him too. You know what I mean, man? Well, people don't understand, bro. This system has been fucking artists for years. It's bigger than Drake. It's bigger than Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? Oh, because we're not going to be able to say what we want to say. You damn near can't say what you want to say right now. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. They pick and choose what they want in the forefront. YB don't have to rap like YB is rapping. YB really got skill. But for him to still be doing all the casket talking, the grave digger shit, it's because he has to. If he don't, he won't have a career. This is how they control people, bro. That's what y'all don't understand, bro. That's what y'all don't understand. If Drake succeeds at this lawsuit, and we don't know what's coming from him, we don't know what's gonna change in his contracts. But if he succeeds, it changes something. Not for the big person, not the ones that's, you already done signed your name in blood. It's over for you. It's about the new generation, bro. The new generation of artists that's coming and developing their skills and gonna step into the commercial world of hip hop. Need to know some things before you even get there. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Drake is an exposer. He's trying to expose something. You got to take yourself out of your own feelings and understand what's at play. It's a demonic industry, fam. They're taking people's souls, morals, principles, you know what I mean? They're taking souls, collecting them. And when it's time and they done with you, they're gonna have some mysterious death go on with you, and all your money is gonna go to the state, or your family ain't gonna see a thing. Everything you built up is gonna be tore down in front of you. Yeah, well, not in front of you, because you're gonna be 6 feet deep, but they're gonna tear that shit down. They're gonna control you, bro. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. This is how it works, bro. Shout out Joe Budden, but get out your feelings, my nigga. Get out your feelings. You only mad because he never cleared that feature. Never gave you what you felt like you deserved. And bro, get off it. It just happens sometimes. When nigga didn't have time, whatever else happened at that moment, it just happened, bro. You can't just, you in a different light. Now you're not a rapper. You're in a light to where you're in the media aspect of it. And you can't pick and choose what you want to, man, if it's good, you must say it's good. If it's bad, you must say it's bad. That's about keeping it 100, man. You got to look at this thing from all angles. Drop it in the comments for everybody that's doing the whole he, ha, Drake's a bitch, Drake's a bitch. I think he's anything but, bro. It takes a lot of courage to go against a machine. Even if it's the machine that you've been working, especially if it's the machine that you've been working with for years. They got all type of ways to tear your ass down and humble you, bro. But I ain't seeing Drake getting humbled yet. Yeah, what did I miss? Just surpass 100 million streams. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Making it like, dude got so many songs over 100 million streams, bro. And Iceman ain't even dropped yet. Look, shout out Drizzy. You could hate on Drizzy, but I'm going to tell you the truth, bro. That has been one of my favorite artists since best I ever had. You know what I mean? Real shit. Hit you from the back, make your fucking broad strap pop. I mean, closer to my dreams, all that type of shit. Drake is still Drake to this day. The man can rap. He ain't going nowhere, bro. And even if he decided to retire and inspire, he'll do the same shit Wayne doing for Lil Twist. You know what I mean? Real shit, man. Yeah, cultivated artist. He could easily do that and still be making his money. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, nigga. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth. So help me God. And we going up. That's why you're going to see me a lot more, folks. A lot más. Mucho más. You know, be everywhere. You know what I mean? You'll see. Give me 2-3 years to really make my way around, because I done already captured and mastered California, captured and mastered New York, captured and mastered Texas, captured and mastered Louisiana. Now, I ain't never stepped foot in ATL, but they know me there. You know what I mean? I'm hitting up all of them. I mean, come on. You don't see how it's going, but you will. Like I said, you'll get that later. Right now, see how you could donate to the platform, bruh. I have Zelle. If you want to Zelle me your donations, Zelle it. That's KRISMADJICK@gmail.com. I'm going to pop up. Yeah, Zelle a nigga. You know what I mean? If you want to see this thing go quicker, or if you just want to, you know what? Here's a gift. Put it there. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground @gmail.com. If you want to respond to something that you can't type in the comment, you got any type of business opportunities, those are coming in too. Hit the email, fam. Hit the Gmail. Don't be a stranger. Understand that, look, it's enough paper for everybody, bro. You got to learn how to play this game like Sega Genesis, bro. Once you learn how to play the game, you'll realize, bro, it ain't no stopping something that's popping. It's been honest, just been real. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Look, Chopper say he partied with Big Meech when he was 14 years old.
When the band was over, it was over. I went to the A. I started cutting up, kicking around BMF, and you dig, doing all types of shit. Diddy kept seeing me with Meech. But I met Meech when I was young, catching Greyhounds, trying to give out CDs. Like, a lot of people don't know this here, but I met Meech. I got off the Greyhound, went, and right at the Greyhound, right across the street is Magic City.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
People may not know that.
Right, but I'm going to take it back to take it forward, you hear me?
Yeah.
I was about 14 years old. I walked across the street. I had a demo with like 5 songs on it. The bitch kept scratching, you heard me, because I had a CD player. So I know the fucking CD was poo because it kept scratching. Anyway, I go across the street. I'm just wandering. I got like $13 in my pockets left from this whole New Orleans to Atlanta trip. So I'm like, fuck, I'm hungry, right? So I go across the street. I see Lamborghinis and Porsches and Ferraris and all this shit. I'm like, yeah, one of these niggas about to listen to my shit. So I'm thinking it's rappers. So I go across the street and I tap on the window. When I tap on the window, a nigga was like, nigga, what you doing, nigga? I'm like, nigga, I just want a nigga to hear my music. And the nigga rolled the window down and it was Meech. And he was like, let me hear, give it to me. And he put it in there. He said, man, this shit keeps skipping, man. He said, rap something. I just started rapping. He said, oh, this little nigga cold. He country, but he cold. And niggas was like, yeah, that nigga cold. You know, so Blue Da Vinci, all them boys was there. And basically, fuck. And I ended up linking with Blue Da Vinci later when I started making the band. But anyway, they let me come in the club with them. I'm like, I can't come in the club. I'm 14. Nigga said, nigga, you with us. We went into the club. He gave me $5,000 in cash. I spent like $1,100. I tucked the rest of it. I had sex at their house with beautiful strippers, and I did. I'm not lying. Facts. Dived in a pool. Ex Blue Da Vinci. Dived in a pool. All types of fun shit. And I looked around. It's about a couple days now. I looked around. I was like, oh, I know what they on. I got to go, right? So I told them niggas I had that other thing going on. What thing? I don't know, but I had to go.
Out of the other thing.
Right? And they gave me some money, and that's how I was able to keep surviving on Greyhounds. But later on in life, I ended up seeing them when I was shopper. But mind you, after the band, I went back to the A, and I kept seeing Meech and them. And they were so proud of me. It's because like, this nigga low-key made it. He on TV. So they embraced me differently now. Right? So they embraced me. I'm kicking it with them now. I ain't got nothing else to do. Now I'm like, fuck, I got to figure out how to get a deal, how to keep my career going. The weirdest shit that ever happened, it was Club One.
Look, I believe every word. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe every word of it. Why? Big Meech is a piece of shit, man. I'm gonna just say it, you know what I mean? Shout out to him. But we just being honest, we just being real. He was pushing that poison. Not only that, the man sold his soul to the devil. The price is cheap, you know, it's cold on this level, it's twice as deep. To a man that did a chicken ritual for him in Mexico before he got locked up. Look, bro, the man's a piece of shit. I don't put nothing past him. Let's just be honest. That's probably why he's lost for words ever since he came out. He always doing all that weird shit. Every time it's a picture, he doing a video. Man, come on, Meech, man. Niggas want to know what's up, bro. Now it's time to say something. You chose to come in the spotlight. Until 50 Cent started getting on your ass, you was talking. Now after 50 Cent started the whole snitch allegations, now you don't want to talk. Nigga, who is Tammy Roman? Rowan. You could talk about that too. Who is Tammy, man? Who is Tammy? Inquiring minds want to know. It looked like 50 Cent might not even be producing the Big Meech Snitch documentary NMIs because he's not on his ass anymore. But it's already out there, bro. Blue Da Vinci said the same thing. Look, once it's out there, cut it. Ain't cut it in jail, whatever his name is. Drop it in the comments. Once that information is out there, people won't forget it. Yeah, until the truth comes out, nigga, who was Tammy? Who was Tammy Rowan? Quiet your minds, want to know. I'm just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Chopper partying with Big Meech, like I said, I totally believe him. Cause Meech is a piece of shit. You know, yeah, piece of shit, bro. He was pushing that poison on top of selling his soul to the chicken man in Mexico. The man already admitted to it. I implore everybody to do your history on Big Meech. Do your history on it. And look at all the bodies that turned up when BMF was in position of power. They abused it, you know what I mean? So it's hard to say, oh, they made so much money. Look, bro, they abused the power. They was doing all type of fucked up shit for that money, you know what I mean? On top of, you see a 14-year-old, let's get into it. We have to. Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery. You see a 14-year-old little boy outside and you give him a couple $1,000 to throw in a strip club with y'all, what did you get from it? Chopper, what did you give up? Because ain't nobody offering you the party for free. Let's just be honest, man. You don't get invited to the party for free. You ain't giving up nothing. You just a poor kid with bags getting off the Greyhound. It just don't make no sense. Like I said, I believe Chopper. I believe he partied with Big Meech at 14, but it was more to it than he's speaking on. And what was it? Lord knows. You know, the world may never know. But it ain't the story he's spewing right now. It's more to the story. Why did them people, them grown men, invite a child into a popular strip club? Y'all done had gun battles and duels all at the strip club. You invite the little boy, and why wouldn't you tell a little child to go home? Answer it. Because you had a mama and a daddy, nigga. You could have went home at any time. This is a 14-year-old child just getting off at the Greyhound. Why wouldn't you tell me, man, use that money and go get out of here? Get out of here. You drink liquor and smoke blunts with him. Yeah, Big Meech was a piece of shit. This was enough. This little information was enough for me to be able to confirm thus much. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. Even if it hurts feelings, I'm not worried about what might come from it. That doesn't concern me. Only the truth, baby. Only the truth. Big Meech, wherever you are, the Meech is Flannery. You got a lot to atone for. Now you get out of prison and you just being silent, even though you did so much fucked up shit, it ain't good, man. Yeah, you out there collecting your chips. We know that, but come on, man. Them same promises you made to the Lord and Savior, your God, we need to start seeing that in action, man. What are you gonna do? Because all it right now is only glorifying BMF. We ain't gonna do that, fam. There's no glorification to come from that. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments, Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Fat Joe says Bruno Mars confronted him. Why? He asked some stupid questions, man. Look, it don't matter who you are, fam. You might take the R&B guy like he's the friendly one that's gonna take anything from you. But most times it's not what you think. Let's get into the content, fam.
Yo, you know what this shit? I'll tell you a story. Fuck it. I'll say a name, right? I waited maybe 10 years, maybe 15, to meet Bruno Mars. You know, he's Puerto Rican. At least that's what they say. We know Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican. Like, he got the flag. J-Lo does the Super Bowl with the flag, this and that. I've been hearing that Bruno Mars is Puerto Rican, but I never got to meet him. So the whole time I'm excited. You know, I want to bring him in the Puerto Rican mafia, right? You know how y'all got the white mafia, right? The awards, and I'm sitting next to him. James, I'm telling you a story, James. Don't look at the fucking computer. I'm telling you the truth. I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I'm sitting right next to somebody in the awards. I say, oh, shit, Bruno Mars. I'm going to talk to him. Somebody say, yo, he's a fuck nigga.
Damn.
The guy next to me said, you might not want to do it. He's a fuck nigga. I said, what? Yo, Bruno, what's up, man? Yo, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Joe? He's with Anderson .Paak. I'm like, yo, you Puerto Rican? He got up. The fuck you mean? I'm a real fucking Puerto Rican from Bushwick, Brooklyn. Don't ever ask me shit in your life. And went and sat on the other side of the room. Man, broke my heart.
Yo. He tripped on you? That's crazy.
What?
Did you know he was real Rican?
Bro, I wasn't challenging. This wasn't a flag if he's a real. Like, tell me something. Who's your father? Pedro? Alejandro? The nicest way being awards. I'm wearing Hermes. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm in there.
You have a demeanor, Joe. You have a demeanor.
No, it's Bruno Mars. I've been waiting.
Look, the man told him, don't ever ask me no shit like that again. You know what I mean? And he knew what that meant. Look, Fat Joe, you already know what it is. You're supposed to be street, right? You supposed to be street. Bro, asking all them little questions, them old female tendency questions, that ain't cool, bro. You know that. You know, well, I wasn't asking nothing. Bro, you asking about a nigga background. That's too much. Is you sleeping with him? You know what I mean? It's the problem I got with Fat Joe, bro. You don't want to answer no questions, but now you've become the questionnaire. Yeah, come on, man. That shit just don't make no sense, bro. Cause niggas start asking you them real questions about that shit that niggas wanna know. You gonna walk out the interview. Yeah, for sure. Let's just be honest, let's just be real. Drop it in the comments. Fat Joe, you started as the umbrella guy. I know you say you did that shit one time for Big Pun, but you was the umbrella guy. You were wiping his shoes and holding that umbrella every time he felt the need for an umbrella. Why? He didn't want to get sweaty. You had to do what you had to do. Yeah, you was his man. You was his man, all right. The umbrella guy. You know what I mean? And people don't know. Big Pun was a big guy, fam. Sweated profusely. And even when he recorded his records, he was so big that even, sorry to veer off, but he was so big that when he used to record his records, he had to do one line, stop it. Take a little hit of that asthma, get him something to drink in order to prepare to do the next line. He did that shit 16 times. He said he had a verse. Did it 32 times plus another 16. Said he had him a full song. Look, that's one of my favorite artists. I like Big Pun. For the shit that he put out that I heard, I was rocking with it, fam. This ain't no diss to Big Pun. This is for Fat Joe. Look, bro, inquiring minds want to know what happened into that. Because you and Kurt Cobain's, the local rapper from Houston, y'all definitely made a song that night. You know, y'all definitely made a song that night. But that night, that song never seen the light of day. Instead, it was a front because allegedly, y'all went to the bike. You and Kurt disappeared in y'all muscle shirts, came back with the muscle shirts hanging from here to here. What happened that night? This is a question a lot of people don't ask in hip hop because they don't know about it. It's the shit that goes on behind the scenes that worries me. I had some people in there that night. That's what Joe don't know. I had some people in there that night that told me what went down. So yeah, I know what went down, but I want you to tell it. I want you to take the floor and tell the people the God's honest truth about you and your sweet tooth. It's time, fam. Yeah, it's time. Look, drop it in the comments. Scores from the Playground. Fat Joe has secrets. He has secrets, fam, for sure. Shout out Bruno Mars because he handled him. You know why? He knows some things about him. When you know some things about a person, bro, you ain't gonna let them play with you or talk to you a certain way. Stop asking me them motherfucking questions before I go in your shit. No diddy, bro. Pause. Drop it in the comments. Shout out Bruno Mars. Fat Joe, you got some questions to answer, boy. Not to mention all the allegations in that lawsuit against you. They ain't all false. Yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah, you're not talking to a fucking dummy. You're talking to somebody that know you. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe. Nigga, peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap. People tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.
Look, welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Rich homie Quan says the beef with Young Thug started over egos. Over fucking egos, fam. Ruined the friendship. Look, let's get into the content.
Bosses and men, and then we just like, we didn't want to keep doing like the Rich Gang albums. We were getting bigger, so it's like, I want to like do my own shit. I want to like, you know.
You wanted to do your own thing.
I think he did. I was okay with it, but because I feel like I love music, but I don't care about song. I'll have a #1 hit record song, and I'll put you on it. I don't care.
Right.
It's just like, so what? Whoever goes to the top with you, go to the top. I don't care. You know, I never was the guy that cared about that type of stuff, you know? So I would have been okay with just like, keep doing it. And we still was dropping our own music at the same time we're doing that. So it's just like, it really was bigger. Mm-hmm. But I guess like everybody couldn't see that. So people just do things.
And so would you say that during that time period, you and Thug were really like close friends, or was it just like a convenient musical relationship and Birdman was really the thing that was keeping y'all together?
No, that was my dog.
Right.
Definitely my dog. It was Birdman wouldn't keep me together. Shit, I met Bird through Thug.
Right.
I wouldn't have met Bird if it weren't for Thug. You know what I mean?
Right. And so when did that fall apart? And was it abrupt or sudden that you guys just stopped having anything to do with each other, or how'd that unfold?
We all got our own sides. The shit started falling apart. I feel like when we start going on, we start getting booked for shows and shit.
Shit. They say Rich Homie Quan? Yeah. R.I.P. man, Rich Homie Quan. We don't speak on the dead. Yeah. R.I.P. the boy Quan. I wish we could have goddamn, made amends before he died, but passed away.
Look, this has to be the realest thing I've heard pretty much all week. Why? Egos, bro. This is what ruins a lot of business relationships and a lot of friendships, bro. Before we even get into it, bro, let me tell everybody, how great you are is not determined by how great you make yourself. It's how great you could make others, fam. A person that is bound to make mistakes, fam, but you're putting yourself on a pedestal to where you just have to be perfect. You just have to, or I don't want to open the show, I want to close it. And what does it really matter if you rocking that bitch? Little hip-hop history, bro. Redman and Method Man used to be the opening act, fam. They used to have to put on their show, and fam, that's how big Rich Homie Quan has become. He has his own Memorial Day. Look, drop it in the comments, cause from the playground, like, share, subscribe, nigga, peace. Rich Homie Quan was one of my favorite artists. You wouldn't have look, everything is getting.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.